Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Left Hook. I am your host, Mark Bland, and I am excited to talk to you guys on this beautiful Saturday, coming to you from the studios of WIBH as well as KRLL and your favorite CBS radio affiliate listening right now. Today's show is exciting. Trump gave the worst presidential speech in the history of speeches. Susie Wiles is having her coming out party right now, and nobody seems to care, as you might know. And Jason Kull, ladies and gentlemen, is here to talk politics. Jason, what's up, baby?
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Hey, thank you for having me.
It's good to see you. how's life treating you?
Life's going. We're trucking towards Christmas.
We are trucking towards Christmas, and you and me are in a group chat.
Yes.
And in our group chat, you said you're not a fan of the Christmases right now. You're not.
So how Christmas works for me is it starts so early.
Okay.
Like they get you like the day after Halloween.
Sure, right.
They're already there.
They're smacking you right in the face.
Yeah.
Sometimes even before Halloween, like certain stores might have a section way in the back that they put out in September.
Speaking
for
of
those
that,
crazy people.
I was cutting through somewhere. I forget.
We call those Trump supporters. Just
they usually are. And someone behind some Christmas
allegedly
had a box of Valentines that they were getting ready to. It was already there.
That's right.
It.
That's what I'm saying.
This is never ending. But no, like I start out and I kind of like I'm not really in it until like the last week or so. I'm kind of in it now.
Are you starting to get into the Christmassy spirit? Here's the problem. My last few years have been tough on the Christmas spirit. I'm going to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a knock. Biden was president, too, at the time, so it's not a political thing. It wasn't, Donald Trump, see? Last year, you found out he won, and then you're all mad. No. The last few years had just been tough at Christmas time getting into the spirit.
Sometimes.
It's not Christmas is a problem, because I've gotten in the Christmas spirit many a times growing up.
Yeah, it's easier when you're a kid.
It is.
But when you're a parent and you have to make sure everything works.
Right.
And everyone's Christmas is okay. It's just as stressful. And until all of that's done, and I know everything's in the clear, and everything anyone asks for is done.
Right.
That
all the fun,
that person's done.
All the running around, all the anger.
Then I can just focus on, hey, let's all play Christmas songs when we're in the car. And
you just want to drink from a moose mug of eggnog. I get it.
Have my wife's cousin knock over my windmill.
That's it. Wait, you might be Cousin Eddie in this one.
No,
I'm just saying, you get to be Cousin Eddie now, right?
I wish I could be a Cousin Eddie. Wouldn't it be nice to show up somewhere and be
Cousin Eddie? I still love the line where he's like, they put the plate in my head now every time the microwave dings.
Pisses his pants.
Oh, my goodness. Such great lines from some of those movies.
But yeah, I'm into it now, but yeah, like, there is a thing.
Now,
there is a Christmas vibe. That is a real thing.
I'm glad that we're talking about this a little bit, okay? And the reason is this is technically kind of the Christmas show for the Left Hook. We're gonna take at least take a week off for Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hoping I can talk maybe Jason Kull here, if I'm lucky, into coming over on New Year's Day night. Like the day of the holiday, but it's the end of the holiday. We're going to all go to work the next day. Yeah. Or maybe we're all off the next day. It's very possible. Maybe that night he could bless me with his... We'll talk. We'll talk. My point being is the Christmas spirit's here now.
It is here now. I feel a little better now.
But this is like the Christmas show, and that's just good that we're talking about these things.
Here's our Christmas
show, guys.
I guess we're okay with Christmas.
We're okay with
Merry Christmas, everyone.
It's been rough these last years. I'm glad you're listening to the show.
Yeah, it just does, right? Like, you just go, and then everything is good, and we move on.
Now, is there something you do every year that you need to happen during Christmas? Do you have a Christmas thing you personally? It could be I have to have a certain way that I do the lights for sure. I have to put the Christmas tree up on a certain day. Like, it could be anything, but is there something you personally, not your wife, not your kids, just something you over the years, because you got a long life there, bro.
The only thing I've done Christmas-wise that's just for me in the past few years,
sure,
and it's been a while, is I don't watch any Christmas movies until November 1st.
Okay.
I don't even want to bring it out in October. Don't even bring it near me. And then I stop watching them in like the early part of January. So like November,
you actually
December,
go into
like early part, yeah,
January
still,
watching them?
You can still like, second, third, especially if it's snowing. That's my rule.
Oh, so so Christmas movies are fine for snow. Like
after Christmas.
After Christmas.
If it's snowing,
now are they a go-to? Or do we just kind of drop off on the 25th? Yeah. I feel like the 25th are drop dead date anyway. Once we get that date,
still.
Listen, okay.
This is more in the back of the days where you actually put a movie in a machine.
You just walked me into a rule. It's not even a rule that I think I know. It's something I feel I made up in my head on the fly here in the last few minutes here live on the air with you.
This is a new rule.
It's a brand new rule, but I feel like December 25th, Christmas Story, the movie, that's a drop date. You don't watch it after that. They can do 24 hours of Christmas Story on Christmas, but once it's done for the year until we get to next year.
Yeah.
And we'll do 24 hours of Christmas Story, fine, on Christmas Day, whatever. That's a thing people do, right? Mine was a little different. I did have one. Mine was a personal one. I started doing it when I was in college. And I just kept going with it all the way up till COVID year I wasn't able to do it. I guess I could have. It was just a situation. But outside of that, I've always been able to do it. Christmas Eve, right?
Yes.
I always go get breakfast on Christmas Eve day. That's my thing. I always, on Christmas Eve day, I go get breakfast because it's like the start of the whole. For the holiday for me is 2 days. It's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. It really is, because depending on what year it is and what your life's like and what's going on in everybody's life, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are kind of like the two de facto drop-offs. If we can't do it on this one, we try that one. If not that one, that one. I that's how I kind of look at the holiday.
Yeah.
It's a big 1-2 day extravaganza that technically by noon on Christmas Day I'm done with.
That's it.
I'm done. I'm done.
I've always liked Christmas Eve better for some reason.
Christmas Eve is great. In fact, for me, Christmas Eve, new tradition. It's a new tradition I'm trying. It's not something that has to happen or anything. The breakfast thing has to happen.
Yes.
I invite friends and family, people who I've got family that doesn't really do anything on Christmas Eve. I'll invite them over to my house to have drinks, and relax and just talk and hang out and discuss, just a hangout spot on Christmas Eve, because we ain't got much going on. The kids are just chilling and waiting.
Right, waiting around.
Exactly. So why not have a few people over? They're all other people are celebrating, but like I said, everybody kind of de factos to one or the other, as in case you don't use one or the other. The other day is the one you do use. A lot of people dealing with their day is Christmas Day. They're going to go see so and so and so and so and so and so. Christmas Eve, they ain't got nothing going on.
And I hate Christmas days like what we're going to get this year. It's going to be 65 degrees or something like that.
Now, when we were kids, okay, remember, they're weird Christmas days. They always are. I'll never forget the 70-degree. There was I got my first banana seat bike.
Nice.
It was sexy. It was awesome. Silver.
I'm looking forward to
silver with a banana seat on it.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Black handlebars, all silver frame. And then it had not mag wheels. It had the spokes.
Yeah.
The spokes were silver too. So it looks sexy. It still looks sexy. Now, it was a banana seat bike. It wasn't sexy at all. Okay. There was nothing sexy about the banana seat bike.
Right? The other part of it.
Everything else is fine. The way I describe it from the kid's point of view, it's sexy. Okay. It looks good. Okay. From the adult's point of view, that's an ugly ass bike. I understand why people stole it. They were going to break it and destroy it. They were not stealing it to ride it. They rode it to the trash can and then started cutting it up with a chainsaw. Okay, but It was a 70, 80 degree day, like really warm outside.
When you're a kid, you like those days.
Like, you don't mind that weird day because you get to play with your outdoor toys. And if you got a bike or whatever, immediate day to go out and try that out. Oh, this is great because those cold days.
For Christmas.
But those cold days to try the bike out, they're rough. They're rough. Memorable, but rough.
Not liking it warm on Christmas, I would say, isn't more of an adult thing that I've grown to. Like, when I was a kid, I would love it to be 60 degrees on Christmas. I can go outside and run around with my friends.
Oh, yeah.
But when I'm an adult, I don't want to...
As adults,
cold and snowy. Everyone needs to stay inside.
As adults, it's just we've already done our running.
That's true. Yeah.
Listen, I break things down in life in a unique way, ladies and gentlemen. Let me explain. So video games that you can buy on your phone, right? You can buy them for like $3, right? Or the kids want Roblox, right?
Yeah.
And you sit there and you go, well, I'm not buying $20 worth of Roblox. I'm not going to do it. This is not going to happen. You don't need whatever, right? You don't need it. You don't need, what was it on Fortnite? V-Bucks.
V-Bucks,
You don't need V-Bucks. Yeah. Like, you don't. I don't need $25 worth of V-Bucks to buy something that I can't hold in my hand and I'm never going to remember 20 years from now. I literally, my old blah, blah, blah account. Hold on. Let me take a look at this. Like, you're already a grandpa. You're 13 and already a grandpa for your generation. I'm just being honest, okay? But it's one of those things where, what was I talking about again? The
V-Bucks.
The V-Bucks and all that. It's one of those things where when I was a kid, every week for if I could pull it off twice in a week, a $10 roll of quarters in my hand, a roll in my hand, arcade. On the 10, all the way up to the 7-Eleven that had a Street Fighter 2 machine that wasn't at the local mall where there was a line 30 people deep in 1991 to play it. I got to sit there and drink Slurpees and play it for a quarter cheaper than they did over and over and beat that game with every single character. Loved it. Now, I look at this today and I go, well, dude, you were spending $20 a week and riding a bike all the way up there. They're asking for $20 once every other week.
Right.
And they're literally getting something that is right here all the time. You couldn't even take the game home with you. You had to wait till it came out on Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis. You see what I'm saying? Like, they get it immediately. Like, today. And it's a video game, and it's what they want, and they are excited.
It looks great.
That's how I justify, okay, I'll buy you some V-Bucks, because I used to get the $20 bill or the $10 bill or whatever, and it was like going to the arcade type thing. I just forgot. It's been so many years since I grabbed that out of my mom's hand or my dad's hand.
Yeah, this is
over and over. It's being reminded of that. Same thing here, ladies and gentlemen. Same exact thing here. It's just being reminded that we already did all of our running. We were already young many years ago. We were already 20 and had Christmases. We were already in our teens and had Christmases, and we already did it when we were 8. So therefore, all right, before we get to the break, what's your favorite toy you ever got for Christmas?
The USS Flagg, G.I. Joe. The
aircraft carrier for G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
How old were you when you got it?
Was I probably 10 maybe, whenever that came out?
10 years old, so like about 81, 82?
Yeah, 80. When did that come out? 83, 84 maybe?
Somewhere around there? Okay, so around 1984. Okay.
I talked to someone the other day about that, and I looked that up. That was like $129 when it came out. And
really?
That was such a big deal that I had kids from the neighborhood come to my house who I didn't even play with just to see it. But it was only $129.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break here on the show.
Yes.
Okay? When we come back, all right, Jay, and this is important. We're going to go see in today's value what your aircraft carrier
Let's do it.
would be with inflation and all the good things. We'll talk a little politics. We'll give everybody what they love.
Maybe it was a bigger gift than I thought.
We're going to find out, because think about the time period you're talking.
Yeah.
$129. Now, there were things that costed that back then, ladies and gentlemen, but that was a much more expensive gift. in 1984 for $129 than today. You drop $129 on a Saturday afternoon at Costco. So,
easy.
All right. So here, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Jason Kull right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Left Hook. You can check us out every single Saturday morning. That's right, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time at WIBHradio.com. Or you can find us anywhere, anytime at markbland.net. That's MARKBLAND.net. Welcome back to the show. Before we went to the break, Jason Kull, our guest, is here. He was explaining to us his favorite gift he ever got at Christmas time. He was 10 years old, around 83, 84 when it came out. And it was the aircraft carrier from G.I. Joe, the USS Flagg. That's right.
2 G's.
Corporal Flagg.
Yeah.
All right. Now, it was $129
That's what
when it came out
Yes.
in 1980, whatever. Okay? In the early 80s. On that Christmas.
Yes.
We said we were going to find out with inflation the money value of that today.
Yep.
Jason, drum roll.
It is $402.
$402, ladies and gentlemen.
So that makes a little more sense. I'm looking
That's
at
like
it in today's money.
That's like an Oculus headset,
That's what you
dude.
were
That's
saying,
like a VR headset, bro.
So it makes more sense why kids in the neighborhood were coming by to see it.
Well, think about it. If you got a VR headset that costs $400, not a lot of kids got those. And if you get to go over to their house and play with it for a few minutes, that's really cool. And by the way, Jay, for kids who are 10 years old,
it was huge.
Listen, if you had that, the Death Star, the full Death Star, like the big circular planet, the Death Star, kids wanted to play with that. Yeah. If you had an original Nintendo, like the first year Nintendos came out, sleepovers were going to happen.
Yeah,
we were playing Contra. We were playing whatever game the kid owned. Whatever game the kid even owned, because back then you just didn't have a lot of games.
Well,
and Blockbuster hadn't gotten into video game rentals yet, ladies and gentlemen.
Totally, huh?
It's 1985, and we're not doing that yet. We can still rent beta or VHS, but we haven't gotten to video game rentals like the early 90s and the late 80s.
I can remember having like 2, 3 kids. Never really had more than like 2 or 3 at a time. I never had like 6 people over.
But you always had some friends over to play with the game and have fun.
But I remember like kids bringing their games with them because you didn't like my kids today. My kids have every single game, and their friends have every single game. That wasn't the way it was in 85, 86, 87. You had 5, 6, 10 games.
Yeah, and games, ladies and gentlemen, because there wasn't DLC.
Yeah,
listen, and here's the thing. Also, everybody came from different families.
Yeah.
With different economic levels and socioeconomic situations. Right. So, like, some of your friends had only a couple of games. Other friends had 3 systems, and you're like, why do you have, like, the TurboGrafx, the Genesis, the PlayStation, and the SNES? Like, what? You got everything. Like,
I've got this Nintendo. You've got a Coleco.
I have a friend of mine. He was the only child. He tells the story of on Christmas morning, and that year for Christmas, he ended up, because his birthday falls around Christmas, when he opened up presents, he opened them up like a day before or 2, so those are the birthday presents, and then on Christmas Day was the Christmas presents. Like 3 days in a row, a new video game system in full, like PlayStation 4, an Xbox One, and then also blah blah blah, and a VR headset. You got all of it, dude.
That's quite the Christmas.
So everybody comes from different socioeconomic backgrounds, and so depending on who you were hanging out with and who were your friends, that depended on what you got to play and what you got to experience. Yeah. And so, like, sometimes they only had a couple games. You guys beat the hell out of those games and you were bored with them. There was no downloadable content.
No.
It didn't exist, you know. Now they can update Madden with all the newest player stats as well as what teams they've all been traded to right off the bat. And boom, the new game is ready to go, even if it's the last season of the game, like even the 2024 version of the game will update all of the teams and the players and all. Like, do you see what I'm saying? We didn't have it like that back then.
And you couldn't trade your games in. That didn't exist either.
So you would get bored. You would get bored a lot. And I can only think of a few things in this world that have been as boring as playing a video game over and over a million times, Jason.
You know what I did when I was a kid? So I always got college football and Madden.
Yeah.
Because there's so much you can do.
Sure.
I mean, especially college. There's 100, even back then, there were like 100 and something teams.
Right. No, I got you.
So if you were limited on the amount of games you had, go with the sports games because it's unlimited. You can be a different team and try to make it all the way. Be this team. It's so much more you can do as like one like Contra or anything like that. Once you beat it, there's no open world.
Exactly.
Like
you don't get to go do extra more.
Yeah, you can't just wander around the Contra lair.
Well, listen. Speaking of people wandering around. President Trump, who likes to wander aimlessly around podiums and stages and all kinds of weird places, probably putting a medal on himself just to
putting gold everywhere.
Yeah, putting gold stars everywhere and saying, look, I'm a gold star kid. I'm gold star kid. President Trump delivered a primetime address to the nation this past Wednesday from the White House, defending his economic record and persistent voter concerns over high costs and inflation, Jason. Declaring 11 months ago, I inherited a mess and I am fixing it. Trump blamed lingering economic challenges on former President Biden while touting his administration's achievements, including tariffs, border security, and upcoming tax refunds. Right. He announced a new special warrior dividend of $1,776. What a unique number.
Yeah, that's crazy.
For nearly 1.5 million military members arriving before Christmas, and teased aggressive housing reforms and drug price reductions in the new year. Trump promised an unprecedented economic boom in 2026, asserting America is back stronger than ever. The speech lasted about 20 minutes, came as polls show his economic approval as low as 36% right now, Jay, in the toilet, with prices remaining Americans' top worry, sir. They just are. They are Americans' top worry. And did you see the speech?
I did.
And what was your thoughts? I just curious, did you have any?
It's just another rambling bit by him. Have you ever noticed how nothing is ever his fault? He never, the buck stops here. That would never happen with him.
Right. Okay. I'm glad you brought this up. Okay, so let's start here. I want everybody to hear this. This is Donald Trump announcing the bonuses that I was just talking about. The $1,776. $1,776. Get it? MAGA, you love 1776. Put it on all your shirts. Woo, woo. There you go. Okay, here we go.
Because of tariffs, along with the just passed One Big Beautiful Bill, tonight I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special, we call...
Did you hear that number?
Dividend before Christmas, a warrior dividend. In honor of our nation's founding in 1776, we are sending every soldier $1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody understood that one until about 30 minutes ago. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military, and I say congratulations to everybody. And because of tariffs, just passed.
Yep, there it is.
Tariffs. Everyone.
All right. So, tariffs are the reason everything is so good. Jason.
I don't even know if those checks are going to happen. Is someone going to look into that?
So, a couple of things that we have found out. Evidently, Trump is robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yes.
He is taking money from another section that was already pre-allocated for other things. So, think about this. Let's say that there's a emergency military destruction fund. Let's just say that it exists, and it has, I don't know, $30 million in it, or $400 million in it, whatever it's got in it, okay? what he's doing is he's taking that. It's not going to be allocated for any of the destruction services that need to be paid for that have to do with the military. So whatever they're going to need in an emergency at that time for destruction services that this was laid out for, they're not going to have it at all. What will happen instead is, remember, we're giving it back to the people. We don't need any of the stuff that they do every day, and we don't need them to be healthy or protected. They just need to have money coming into their house.
Some money.
So they have money coming in. They don't need to be able to go make the money with proper gear for their fire department or proper handcuffs that work for their military departments or their police departments. Right. Do you see what I'm saying here, ladies and gentlemen? So then we get to where we're at there, okay? This is crazy. This is not, and not in a bad way. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. It's not bad like that. Donald Trump here is wasting everybody's time. Like I said, robbing Peter to pay Paul. But then he gets up there for 20 minutes and he bloviates hardcore about nothing except for blaming the Democrats and Joe Biden for literally everything. In fact, he probably blamed them for why the speech was boring, and the next day he had to deal with it. Like, Joe Biden and the Democrats did it. It was their fault.
I just did it like he would.
I mean, it was ridiculous, Jason. I sat there and I'm listening, and he would talk and talk. And by the way, he's got all kinds of things that he's talking about will happen, but when are they happening, Jason?
Like in 2 weeks.
Next year or 2 weeks or whatever. Exactly. 90 days. They're not today. They're not now. And he didn't discuss the Epstein list. He didn't discuss anything with the Venezuelan boat strikes.
No.
He didn't discuss anything even with ICE or immigration policies other than to say, we're the best country ever right now. But Joe Biden and the Democrats definitely let a bunch of illegal aliens in, and I told you I would clean it up, then I closed that border. No one said it could be done. They didn't even know that could happen until an hour ago. And it's like, sir, it's been closed for 3.5 months. I knew that. Do you see? Like, they didn't even know. By the way, Trump, I'm going to put something out here for people. And it's going to be a little weird. But I think people need to hear this. You can go ahead and give the military some money. And guys like me and Jason and other moderates and other people on the left, we're not going to bat an eye at you. We're going to say, okay,
great.
Because, hey, the military does deserve to be taken care of at different times. And if you want to give the military some money, we're never going to look you in the face and go, you're bad for taking care of our men and women.
No, they deserve it.
They totally deserve it. But you keep going on all these pulpits just like that boring-ass speech, homie. And you keep talking about how the people whose physical paychecks you keep taking the money out of and putting into your coffers to spend over here on ballrooms and to do this over here and to play that game with Venezuela and to go spend more on some military stuff so you can go do dumb things and put us all in peril. That comes out of Jason's paycheck.
Yeah.
That comes out of my paycheck. It comes out of those 1.4 or 5 million military members' paychecks too. Yeah. But guess what? It definitely also comes out of mine. And you know what? If you want the 340 million other people in the United States of America to stop being taxed and to stop paying stuff and only to worry about taxing those 1.5 million military members, be our guest. You will find out how fast all of your life shuts down. And I mean all of it. Roads, businesses, schools, libraries, your whole lives will shut down. Go ahead and play that game because I'm serious, Trump. You're going to try to do it again. And people will not bat an eye and go, but
okay.
Fool me once,
right.
Shame on me. Fool me twice, bro. Oh, now, do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's a shame on me situation because I'm believing in you, and now you're lying to everybody. And by the way, you said because of our moves and because of your tariffs, you got so much money coming in. Our drug companies are going to be paying us back 400, 500, 600% savings. that means they give me my medicine for free and then give me $5 extra $100 in my pocket. And this is every time I get a medicine, I get it for free and $500 extra dollars. Do you understand, Trump, how dumb you sounded? Everyone with a brain could have figured that out.
It's like, how much do you get off after you get 100% off?
Exactly. How much more? Like, it was infuriating to listen to that speech because he told my wife and me nothing. We were sitting together and she's like, is he ever going to tell us when it's going to happen? There's going to be mortgage things. Okay, I've got to take a break here on the show. When we come back, more with our friend Jason. We'll get out of here on the show. We'll be back right after this.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. All other weapons are restricted. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the purge and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
Welcome back to The Left Hook, ladies and gentlemen, our Christmas show. And Jason Kull is here. We were talking, even off the air, Jay, we were talking a little bit about that whole situation. And we kind of ran into something kind of unique, ladies and gentlemen. And it's with this pay to the military situation. What did we come up with, Jay?
Well, it was going to be to all of us.
Right.
Before,
everybody was supposed to get it. Remember the conspiracy theory, ladies and gentlemen? The conspiracy theory was that we were all going to get tariff checks.
Yeah.
And those conspiracy theorists, the same ones who supported Kash Patel and all the Epstein file releases that never had it. By the way, Dan Bongino's gone.
Yeah, he's going to leave.
He's gone. He doesn't want to have anything to do with them. He already said his wife left him and his family. His whole life is just spent all day. Kash Patel is the greatest, except for he's with his girlfriend all the time at UFC events.
Right.
I guess he's always at his office, though, according to Dan.
Government jets.
That's right. Exactly.
Government agents to protect his girlfriend.
Exactly. What it was Dan was legit. He worked for real Secret Service when it was real and the way that life really was. And this was a circus. And he figured it out real quick. And he was like, none of this is playing out the way I thought it would. Go. These people are podcasters. They thought that they could run it's cosplay, guys. Trump was cosplaying in his first term.
Yep.
And this term, he's just doing it more. And except for he's dangerous now, and he's doing it with dangerous things. And now he's got our money that he can use, and he's going to allow J.D. Vance and Susie Wiles. Perfect example. We said it was a Susie Wiles coming out party right now.
Yeah.
And that is kind of what is going on. We talked about Susie Wiles when we did Occupy Democrats show. Mm-hmm. We said there's someone that you need to focus on. This is not an idiot. This is not some dumb person.
Yeah.
And she did that interview with Vanity Fair. That's what broke this past week, was the interview with Vanity Fair. And she made some allusions to Donald Trump, said he was like an alcoholic.
Yeah, an alcoholic's brain.
And have you? You've said this before.
I said he's like a drunk dad.
That's right.
Telling kids, we're going to do this one day.
Exactly.
On the show. This one day. You guys, hey, one day we're going to do this.
That's right.
And it never happens.
That's right.
Drunk dad never gets around to it.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. See, we're nailing these things. It doesn't matter where we do the show together. We're nailing these things all the time. And I think with Susie Wiles, we've got to be careful. And the reason we've got to be careful is she's smarter than Trump.
Oh, sure.
You just don't understand, ladies and gentlemen. She threw some things out in the interview that look like, oh, but I said this about Donald Trump, so it's obvious I wasn't sold on the game. Yeah. Like I wasn't a die in the wool. Like more like literally kind of the way that William Barr came off when it was all said and done. Like he never really pulled the trigger on a few of the crazy ideas. So he never was really die in the wool like everybody thought he would be. Like an Andrew Bailey would. He just pull every single of the ideas. He's like, yeah, alligator Alcatraz, do it.
Yeah.
Put alligators out there. Like literally. It's just a nickname, sir. No. Put them out there. Do it. We'll do it live. Like it's just crazy the things these people will do. But that's where we're at. And now, Jason, we've kind of jumped to a spot that you and me are very familiar with.
Yes.
At one point, we've talked about this many times on the show, that we did an episode called The American Purge.
That is true.
And the whole point of the episode was pointing out the fact that Donald Trump, at some point, and this is, by the way, this show, you can go back and look, it comes out when he's not even running for office. This is 2023. He still hasn't announced he's running for president. Or 2023. He hasn't even announced that he's running for president or anything. Like, he's still thinking about it, and we just decided to talk about what could happen if he decided to become president. Well, if you did not know, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump has a massive, big 4th of July, Flag Day, month-long, whatever, celebration that he's planning for the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. Now, the United States of America that we are celebrating for 250 years was built off of the Constitution that they wrote and they instituted for their new country. And 250 years later, we will be celebrating all the things Donald Trump is ripping out of that exact thing and crapping all over it. Because that's what's happening, Jay. That's what's happening. He has announced, along with UFC fights on the front lawn and military parades that'll break up the ground and cost us hundreds and millions of dollars to fix all of the road work. Just like, and by the way, road work by the National Guard members who got their sweet Christmas bonus of $1,776. Right. Don't forget it. He has decided that one man and one woman from every district will be allowed to compete against each other in a test of feats of strength and will. We shall call it the Trump Games. Well, that's kind of what it is, ladies and gentlemen. He's kind of got the Hunger Games going on. He announced a Hunger Games style competition over 4 days that is going to feature one boy and one girl from every single state in the union, right? Every district, like Katniss Everdeen in Hunger Games.
District, whatever she was from.
And they are all going to combine their efforts to perform for Hair Trump. Can we say Hair Trump yet? Can we say Hair? Are we there?
Someone probably
Can we call him the Fourth Reich yet? Like, are we there yet? I'm just asking. He could be the Fourth Reich, the Fifth Reich, the Sixth Reich. I don't know. I do know this, Jay. Hunger Games, and like I said, we talked about the show The American Purge, and he would potentially try to institute that. Now we have this idea from movies. Once again, movies. We are suckered in and sold on movies. We've said many times if he ever came on our show, we'd have to do a tournament in pop culture with him. He knows a lot of TV shows and movies. So it would be the best interview we could possibly do with Donald Trump without ripping his head off.
Unfortunately, he thinks movies are real, though.
Exactly, and that's our problem. Hannibal Lecter's real. Remember, guys? Movies are real, so the Hunger Games is an option, which means how far a jump are we away at this point now from over the next 12 hours, all murder, crimes, rape are legal. There are no repercussions. The new founding fathers of America, J.D. Vance and Mike Johnson, have brought this to you. The NFFA, just like the movies. Do you guys not get it? This is why all of them talked about the movie Civil War when it came out last year. Yeah. And they go, what kind of American are you? Oh, they love that line. What kind of American are you? Because movies, World War II. I could have done that. No, you couldn't have. No. You couldn't climb the rope in gym class. No, you couldn't.
You're not scaling that ground.
Don't get me wrong. There was private piles in every single group that were able to get over things, but they also couldn't do a lot.
And then they got shot.
Like that.
And then the other guys.
Full Metal Jacket. Great movie. By the way, I guess it's impossible to have a time machine. Yeah. We need to fix this Vietnam situation. It's out of control. Mel Gibson just went there and he almost got his head taken off. Like, do you see? That's the other thing for people who he meets in life are going. He's like, Tom Hanks is literally with Matt Damon running on beaches and attacking people, and I need to help them. And I will help Katniss Everdeen. I will control the Hunger Games. Me and Donald Sutherland. Sorry, he's dead. Me and Rob Reiner, my favorite.
Oh, he's dead too, sir.
By the way, rest in peace to Rob Reiner.
Right? What a nice man was just treated so poorly by the President of the United States.
Right. By the way, if Barack Obama or any president prior to Donald Trump had said anything like he said, they would have had their head ripped off by the media and everybody else. And Donald Trump blamed Susie Wiles for why they had to do the stupid this, that, and the other. But, some things are just not somebody else's fault.
Yeah.
This might be one of those times where we would be blown away. Think about this. Jason, just for 1 second before we get to the end of this show here. Think about the breath of fresh air it would be and the weight that would lift off your shoulders. If all of a sudden, out of nowhere, literally on Truth Social, something goes south, right, that we find out about in the news, Trump comes on there and goes, hey, guys, I'm really sorry. That one was my fault. I apologize. Won't happen again. Literally, and that was it. That was the whole tweet. He just came on and said, I'm sorry, my fault, guys, my bad. That won't happen again. And it was literally pointing to something we know what he's talking about. Everybody goes, we know what he's talking about. And he apologized. How would you feel? Like, what would we be like, oh, my God. Is he changing? Like, is he going to become human for a bit and maybe we'll have a normal life? Or would you be just thinking it's a troll? Or how would you view that?
I would think that someone else had his account at that time and put that out, and then that would probably come down at a later date. Like he would take that away.
Okay,
because he would never do that.
He wouldn't, and we all know that. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, I want to do one thing on this show because everybody thinks that everybody's out to hate everybody else. And what I've tried to explain on this show for years now, and Jason has tried to explain to people for years now, is that we do this show for a reason. Because we understand politics. And if we're talking about Donald Trump, it's because he's at the top of the political food chain currently. We only discuss national politics for the most part, and we talk about the dogs at the top of the food chain, and he is the dog at the top of the food chain. That's why we talk about him. He tried to blame Trump derangement syndrome on Rob Reiner and all this other stuff.
So bizarre.
There's no Trump derangement syndrome. Trump and Pete Hegseth and all these different people do these things. We see it. We've got people who are pregnant being drugged by ICE head first with knees into the back of their head through the snow. That happened. We have video of it. It's not something made up about Trump and TDS, but Trump did put out ICE and put them on the streets of Chicago, or Milwaukee or Minnesota, wherever that happened, Lake Street or whatever it was. And guess what? It's because of Donald Trump. So Donald Trump, it is your fault. Therefore, we're going to talk about the political aftermath, the consequences. This is why you sat in that chair. You don't like it, get out of the chair. And by the way, for all your fans, too bad, shut up. Go sit down, nobody cares. We're going to talk about whoever we want to. If you want to say something, come sit down next to us. We want to hear what you got to say. We got ears. We'll listen.
Stick up for that man.
I will say this to Donald Trump. I want Donald Trump to have a Merry Christmas. I really do. I wish him and his family and everyone at the White House and across this great country a wishful and happy Merry Christmas. Because that's what I want. I want 2026 to be a good year. And I feel, Jay, and we might talk at the top of the year. You and me. I'm just saying, I don't know what to expect from 2026.
Yeah. I mean,
think about what we've already dealt with in 2025.
And we don't seem to be moving forward very well right now either.
And we're looking forward to the Hunger Games, guys. We went from a year without the Hunger Games to the Hunger Games.
Right?
Do you understand?
July's gonna be lit.
Like, do you understand? Like, things are progressing in a weird way that are getting out of control, but it's Christmas time. And I don't want to leave you guys on a sour note. I want to wish you all, just like the nation, a Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for being fans of this show and listening to us every single week here on KRLL and WIBH, respectively, as well as thank you to Occupy Democrats and everybody across the country who pays attention to our show. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, and we wish nothing but the best for you guys in the upcoming and new year. Jason, before we get out of here, anything you would like to say to the people?
I also would like to wish the people a very Merry Christmas, only because for Donald Trump, that maybe 3 ghosts could visit him.
3 ghosts need to visit him. I see.
And maybe we could start 26 on a positive, but I just know that won't happen.
I understand.
With him.
With him.
Everyone else, we're all going to have a great time.
How about J.D. Vance? With him?
Well, it was his wife's not
Yeah,
around.
we tried. We'll ask Mike Johnson's son
Right.
what's his deal.
Some brand new sleeper sofa.
Well, he's oh yeah, he is. He's into the couch command, isn't he? Yeah, he is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you so much to all of you on the respective stations for listening to us every single week. This is going to do it for our last broadcast of 2025. I don't know what else to say, but I hope you all have an amazing 2026.